afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and exciting Propagandacast from your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1 versus 1 own. Wonderful. Rechnaya Pereprava. In the north it is Stark, fighting for the Wehrmacht. Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 2nd Panzer Division here with German infantry, elite troops, and assault support with triple infantry. In the south it is Jelly Bean, fighting here for America, freedom, democracy, and the 1st Infantry Division with Recon support, which offers raid tactics on our Pathfinders, airdrop combat groups, the M8 Greyhound, and cluster bombs with triple infantry bulletins there. Gonna the MD42 start here for Stark in the north. No doctrine yet for him. Double rifle for Jelly Bean. And as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and press that bell button. Helps me and helps you. Also, big thanks to Simon for donating and supporting the Propagandacast and keep me running. Big thanks to you, Simon. You're part of my company heroes, and you too can become part of that by pledging on Patreon and just donating. Links to the video description. And with those messages out of the way, we're off here to the fighting again. Well, so far just mostly moving about here. Gonna need some to pioneers and eastwards, focus on the fuel there. Good play there. Jelly Bean meanwhile going for a bit of a broader approach here, though seemingly staying forced to see southwards. Probably expecting this is where Stark's going to have his main effort, and he's going to probably try and disrupt here in the early game, make it harder for Stark to secure fuel, and maybe even throw off his early game entirely. Far up north there, got the recent ground, the fuel point there, got a bit of battle way up there to deny possible cover to the Germans. There we go. Pioneers was rifling. First shots fired here at the 1 minute and roughly 30-second mark. And he's got that fuel. Pathfinders out here for Jelly Bean and the 1st Infantry Division. Grenadiers need to move in here from the north. Need to support soon. Pioneers for the building. Rifle getting into that before them. MD4's going to have a bit of a hard time setting up to cover up against both possible rifle squads, but we'll have to try. Grenadiers moving in. 2nd squad also arriving. Close to already losing the Pioneer squad, so that'd be quite a blow there to start in the early game. Pathfinders going to support the push towards the fuel point there. Oh, bunching them up here. There's a bit of a mistake there by Jelly Bean. That's going to make it easy for the MD4 to deal with both of them. He decides to push in like that. There we go, before the capturing rifle squad, they on falls back. Quickly getting focused down, that's going to be, I think, the retreat. I mean, he could try and get into the building there, but that's going to really be best boost. Cover 7 times, this was rifle from here. Or we're going to kill, of course, the negative cover. Got the Pathfinders moving up. He's 3rd Grenadier squad on the way there for Stark. Rifle squad, they're routed. Grenadier squad to support the first one here, which is getting overwhelmed with the Americans, but nonetheless giving a good account of themselves against the armies. There you go, rifle squad almost taken up. Pathfinders, though, are definitely a threat here still, nonetheless. So with the 2nd Grenadier squad arriving, that won't be for much longer. 2nd Grenadier squad arriving, southern fuel they're secure, but then before 2 resistance moving up to maybe go for the car point, they will encounter more Grenadiers here from Stark and the 2nd Panzer Division. Pathfinders doing with the cannon against the Krauts. Up north, the resistance turning into the Grenadiers there with Fury and Abandon. Well, as much Fury and Abandon you can get from an M1 carbine. Pathfinder being pushed back with the Grenadiers, casualties being pulled up, resistance there, pushed back. I imagine we'll be seeing some fast tech here for Jelly Bean. Yes, indeed, is the platoon command post. Still haven't fixed that one. Frigate Stark here with elite troops opening up from concussive grenades, stormtroopers, Jaeger Light infantry upgrades, Panzer Tactician, and the Tiger Race. Plenty of demon reasons up, Pathfinders up close. That could be a wipe here if Jelly Bean does not retreat soon enough. And there we go, quick retreats. Plenty of ways to cover up the being shot at by the retreat path here, though, so that's pretty great there for Jelly Bean. Rifle's got close against the Grenadiers. The Grenadiers' all alone health will not match the Rifle's M1 Garand's in close quarters combat. Not in a million years. There you go, concussive grenade, though, to allow the other Grenadiers to close in and actually get a good upper hand of his rifleman. One reason the elite troops is a reasonably good choice versus the Americans. Again, the stun grenade helps you a lot. They negate somewhat the American advantage, plus the defense fees also help in this case. Stark always stays at welcome, and in this case, a 2nd rifle squad arriving certainly also slightly undercuts the entire thing. But otherwise, not a bad idea. I imagine we'll be seeing some G4 defeats enough out here for Stark, since again, Grenadiers with G4 defeats tend to do reasonably well versus American riflemen. Up north, their victory point being seized. Back here, reinforcements going on. Tech there's what going on for Stark, who's got the lieutenant of Jelly Bean's got the lieutenant up. Probably going to be seeing some mechanized command post soon, or maybe a 50 cal there. South, the machine gun trying to maneuver about, but they got reactions there hot on its tail, making it harder for them just to set it up. Center victory point seized here by Jelly Bean's rifleman. The lone health point here being seized. Pioneers on to the northern fuel point. Dastardly, theoretically a bit of tech there, though of course he's planning to go for fast Panzer Grenadiers or Stormtroopers. Won't matter so much. We do get a bunch of Jaeger infantry packages being handed out there to the Grenadiers. In the south, MD42 there versus 3 echelons. It all quit there for start. They'll be able to retreat there. He's might be holding the Grenadiers into support there. We'll have to see. Grenadiers got around the center victory point as well. Lieutenant soon be bait into the G43s, getting up close there, and soon they'll pop at the same time. That means Lieutenant, while he will be able to do some damage first, will take a lot of damage from Lieutenant from the G43s. And there goes Stormtroopers running as well. There go Lieutenant taking significant casualties in a short amount of time. Stormtroopers running here to assist them before Troopers, the rear-echelons. And MD4 is about to get wiped out here. And there you go. Stormtroopers running on the scene though. Rear-echelons being right on themselves. And we got MP40s in the way for those Stormtroopers. Good work there. Center Victor 1 sees for the Gunners of North Pioneers right with the Riflemen. Gunners with the rear-echelons. Same from the G43. They give it 43. Almost got the rear-echelons. That could be a bit of a harsh swap here in Jelly Bean in the early game. By planning an airdrop combat group though. Paratroopers and a pack howitzer could give Stark a bit of cause for pause. I got the Sword Light Tank, also of course a very good pick. Also a very nasty one there. Stark currently has no real anti-tank weapons. In a pinch, if it gets really desperate, you could upgrade the Stormtroopers with the anti-tank combat package to get a Panzerschreck, but even that is obviously going to be a bit limited versus a Sword Light Tank, but it should help. Like to make a nice combination going up there though for Stark. Jellybean striking out here towards these against Stark's position. The G43s singing out alongside the counter NTKs, making it much harder for Jellybean's infantry to push forwards. Laying some heavy fire down there. With Pathfinders moving through the centre where a lot of dead Grenadiers lie about. Then a couple of few dead Americans as well in the water. Grenadiers are falling back or low on health. Stormtroopers setting up there to ambush any pursuers. Not bad there at all for Stark. Not bad. Steward Light Tank right about down there for Jellybean and the 1st Infantry Division. Pioneers all been up a bunker there. Not a bad pick at all. They may have wanted to prioritise a Pack 40 over the bunker since you're going to need something to stop the Steward Light Tank. And a medic bunker is not going to cut it. And before coming up the centre, holding up the pursuing troops. They're going for the Pathfinders with absolute low on health. Still managed to do a lot of damage with those G43s in a short amount of time. Steward rushing in there. Might go for the MD42, might go for the Grenadiers. A few possible targets here for Jellybean's M5 Steward Light Tank. Southeast Stormtroopers dealing with a lot of troops up close as well. Here doing heavy damage there to Jellybean's infantry, leaving more of them dead in the water there in the canal. Harsh blows there to Jellybean and his troops. Back here, troops reinforcing, healing. Though again, he needs to be careful about not delaying his Pack 40 too much either. He hasn't got the southern victory point up north here, grabbing one with a rifle squad. We got 40 December, so 46 so far. Stark is in a nice lead over Jellybean here. And there you go. Stormtroopers easy about reactions with a Minesweeper can muster even less firepower versus the mighty Stormtroopers. Alright, from the Lieutenant Pathfinder, I think they need to clear out those Stormtroopers and force out those Nazi bastards with force and with violence. MD4 grab the northern point here, rifle squad sneaking about. Heading ahead there, Stormtroopers not quite set an ambush position. Not really much to ambush behind anyways. Riflemen opening up, the Stormtroopers going to have to fall back. Hope to set up the ambush, but with Steward they're already hot in pursuit. I don't think it's going to work too well. 2-2 is an interesting pick by Stark. Not a great choice, but still unless you get a bunch, then you get really lucky. In a 1-1 engagement, most situations, 2-2 will struggle notably versus the Steward. So a bit of an interesting choice there by Stark. Not just trying to set up for the Pack 40 here. Gunners dealing with the Pathfinders there with the G43s. Rifle grenade off here as well. Explodes some poor bastard in the process. Stormtroopers there taking advantage of the smoke and the confusion to move into begin attacking Jellybean's other troops, leaving the Stewards suddenly isolated behind, in which case a few Pantherfires and the 2 might activate chances against the Steward Light Tank. In fact, almost getting a rifle squad here. Nice little maneuver there, but Stark, very nice little maneuver. Going for the cop on as well, getting suppressed with the machine gun bunkers. Steward moving up here. Basically deciding to raid here behind Stark's lines, deciding he too can do sneaky, cheeky things. Steward moving up. And the Steward's rear armor then exposed. The two might get down to do some good damage. That's still going to be a bit risky, to be honest. It is still going to be risky, but could actually have a chance. There we go. There's some damage to the Pantherfast. Armored car lands one shot through the Steward Light Tank's rear armor. And is quickly pursuing here as well. Rifle squad, they're closing wiped up. Bit of a bad call there with Jellybean, maybe a misclick. Or some input delay. Either way, Rifle squad wiped out. That's going to hurt Jellybean and the 1st Invasion quite a bit. The Steward then presenting the front line towards the 2-2. That's a really good move there by Jellybean. Certainly decreased the chances 2-2. Doing a bunch of damage, and even then the Steward is taking hits up from the armored car. The likely punches B-Wagon continues to be a formidable foe. But there you go. Pushing too far, and Jellybean was able to knock it out there. Scoring a small win there for America. Freedom, democracy, the children. Then is a being cleared out by the rifle and the Pathfinders. There we got 7 kills, close to 3 up north. Stood could do some repairs. That probably shouldn't be too close to the front line either. Pack forward away there for Stark and for Deutschland. Stormtroopers thinking about, they got 6 kills so far. Satchels filled with grenades and ammunition. Pack 40 almost done here as troops are being healed in force there for Stark and Svartaland. Up north, Gunnese is the lieutenant. Close 52 there. 3 kills so far. Honestly, might better just pop out here instead of just get the full units to action, including the Lieutenant Thompson. On the Gunnese, feel like they're a lot more effective than just standing at max range there, to be honest. Bit of an awkward call, I would say, there with Jellybean. Bit of an awkward call. I mean, I can understand the logic, but still I feel like he missed out a bit of good firepower as Gunnese. Ralph's got me on the flank there as well. Gunnese 74-2 linking up with the Stormtroopers in the centre. We got Reason's Pathfinders nearby. So far, a almost 50-50 split of the map there along the river, or the stream. Back here, nothing further going. We got a cluster bomb drop in here against Stark. Oh dear. We got Telemines down actually. Looks like the cluster bombs will hit those, but it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one. No Germans were harmed. I imagine much to the frustration of Jellybean. What do you mean no Germans were harmed? I dropped so many bombs. Well, they were small bombs, sir. Really small ones. God damn it. Get me bigger ones. We can't, sir. We chose the wrong direction. The wrong what? Never mind. Pathfinders with the Grenadiers. Here's the light tank as the Pioneer. Changed with his 37 with the gun. Grenadiers is the Rifle Squad. Back here, troops reinforcing healing. No sign of tech up there for Stark. He definitely continues to bring up something bigger. And Jellybean Sen would be, I think, worse off considering something else up. And now he's got a pack house, and of course he has the mighty paratroopers, the Screaming Eagles. Pathfinders stood up as well there. And he's engaging the Pathfinders there. 17 kills, pretty good so far. Up north, Lieutenant Ralph Squad moving in against the other Ace Grenadier Squad there with G for the fees. Surprised he hasn't upgraded his remaining Grenadier Squad though. You'd figure he'd get those and others picked up G for the fees, or light machine gun even. Grenadiers better get close to the sort of light tank. Panzerfaust. The pack forward though makes a bit of miss. In fact, now as Stark's infantry screen forward vanishes, he's actually extended it. Fortunately for him, the Jellybean seems not to be quite close range. There goes Stormtroopers and the paratroopers up close with the MP40s. The Schmeiters, the paratroopers are certainly made to scream. Perhaps not quite like eagles. Still, might have pushed his luck too far then. The Stormtroopers are going to get wiped out. Bad call there in the end by Stark. I like the idea, but they probably should have been full size and health before being committed to that particular engagement. Well, full size anyways. Otherwise, not a bad idea, but yeah, 4 men there should have been, like, you know, the right thing. Anyways, take up their finally going for Stark. Very good. Thumbs up there. Pack out to find there in the MD-42. You also got to move for the south there. Things get a bit ugly here for Stark, having lost the Stormtrooper squad. Now the Americans decisively upgrading the arms there of the forces and giving Stark here much out of time. This Jellybean is now really just hammering away there. Pack out begins to blast away there. 1 kill so far, but also half 8 fetching to 1. Still falling a bit back. Pack 40 advancing with Grenadier support. However, depleted. Stark can soon go for the spawn core. Jellybean is also, I believe, taking up there. We saw a notable drop in fuel and manpower, and there you go. Battalion command post being activated there for Jellybean. Penetrating southwards. North Gunners ground the point here. Also providing a bit of healing for themselves so they don't have to retreat swiftly. Not a bad idea. Let's put straight for the Echelons, cutting them down again with the M1 carbine in mind. Maybe they're going to find a bit themselves struggling a bit. Still light tank close 52 there. Good in the Grenadiers. Down to just 2 men. So Paul McCock there for Stark. You're able to push for a Panzer 4 here versus Jellybean and the 1st Infantry, and that's definitely going to give Jellybean there a bit of a tough time since he has no anti-tank weapons as of yet. His best bet may then be to take out for Sherman at a reasonable pace. And even that's going to be a bit behind. That, or I suppose, try and steal the Pack 40 away under Stark's nose. I mean, if you get that, that'd be very helpful for Jellybean here. And almost get to the MD-42. In fact, there we go. MD-42 wiped. Torn apart by a combination of pack cars and rifle flank there. Good push there by Jellybean. Quite a blow there to Stark, who now lacks a machine gun. Of course, Jellybean now has an MD-42. It's like that scene in Die Hard, where John McClane doesn't find an MG-42 and proceeds to mow down a bunch of krauts, but you get the idea. Panther 4 on the way for Stark. Gonna do something southwards. Got the point there. Pioneers in the fire. Gonna do something pursued. Still no upgrade on them. I'm still a bit surprised that they're from Stark, who's definitely sounds like a bit worse off for it. But again, yes, getting the Panzer IV though. And that is gonna give Jellybean a bit of a tough nut to crack. Gonna do something routing the Pathfinders there. 24 kills, also beacon there spotted and about to get destroyed. North Gunner's Pioneers here forming up a desperate last stand here against Stark's forces. But the pack house, as always, is making that a lot harder to achieve. Panzer IV, the charging in here. No pinlock machine on that one yet. You should definitely go for that soon. Pioneers taking a significant hit. There's a high explosive shell goes off, blowing out a couple of eardrums and brains. North there, point being secured here by the Major, backed up by the Lieutenant. In a pinch, he could of course upgrade the turn with the bazooka, and that's exactly what Jellybean does. Far south, the mods to it, the dealing with grenadiers there. Stark may want to consider some either Pentagonist or Stormtroopers to back up his other efforts here. I think that'd be very good investment here for Stark. There we go. Now the Stormtrooper squad out there for Stark. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Moving in there. Perhaps hoping to actually ambush the Stuart light tank as he was hoping to catch it repairing. In this case, Jellybean wasn't quite as eager to allow that to happen. Still, he can grab the fuel point here. Then again, the Stuart's going to like me to deal with that. Meanwhile, Panther striking to the base here of Jellybean, causing significant casualties. The Major's almost wiped out. Lieutenant's also in trouble. There you go. The Major's unit is down. The Panther got a full wipe there. 4 kills on it so far. Good opening there for the Panther so far for Stark and Das Vaterland. But Jellybean is close here to the Sherman tank here. Still there between the Stormtroopers. And there you go. Finds them. Smoking off though. Good work there by Stark. Buys them a bit more time. They got 468 with 187. Going to be right with a big push here by Jellybean. Infantry galore with the machine gun backing it all up. Up north here, Pioneers using the northern field point. Jellybean is very close to Sherman. Got 5 kills versus 1 of the pack outs so far. Big Northwards, pack forward, they're in trouble. If Jellybean wants to seize that one turn against Stark, Stark would be in for a very bad time. But looks like Stark in this case does not get punished for an allies extended pack 40. Good for him. Bit of a sad moment there for Jellybean. Rifling Lieutenant, nice shot there. Now, of course, there might be a returning nice shot here from the pack cards, and there you go, poor Carl gets splattered across there. And Stuart light tank goes down to the telemine. Nice shot there by Stark, finally paid off. Very good work there, Sean taking away there for Jellybean. Tantival starting towards the centre here. Less than half health. There you go, another hit for the pack outer. 7 kills, going to use a bit of a tight spot there. MD4 tilting against the Krauts. Pereprava in there with 3 kills. Veterans run up north here, pumping seas with the re-echelons. Troops reinforcing. Sherman halfway done. Pereprava's Grenadiers. And another pack 40 here for Stark. Clearly worried about American armour. I think at this point he could just wait a bit more and go for another Panther Flame. Just gone for Stug. I think that'd be more efficient there for Stark, to be honest. A bit more efficient, a bit more effective.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
MD4 to the Grenadiers.
Sherman ready.
Northern Point means this one. There you go. M4A3 Sherman tank out there for Jellybean. Grenadiers are being hammered. The pack howitzer almost wiped down again. 8 kills so far. Close 52. That pack howitzer is definitely paying off there for Jellybean quite nicely, having caused quite significant harm, but also just ensured he got that MD42 in the first place. So Stark definitely needs a bit more careful. He also needs to find some way, if possible, to put it out of commission before that thing really starts racking up a kill count against him. Weapon racks up for Jellybean. We got bars and we got bazookas aplenty. Pathfinders out there, Stormtroopers queuing up. We got ace level on those Pathfinders there with 10 kills. Stormtroopers sneaking up there. Grenadiers, Pioneers being hammered here. Out in the water, they are easy targets for the Sherman and for the machine gun supporting it. Plus the other troops as well for that matter. Pack out to firing away there. Ooh, double packs opening up the Sherman, pushing down to less half health. In fact, less. Ooh, Sherman went down. Bit of a bad call though. Jellybean, she just pulled it back rather than trying to first get up the smoke and then pull it back. Definitely bit of a bad call there by Jellybean. There was still a pretty close one. It's going to be, I think, been tough to call anyway. Get out there in time. Still, you should have just gotten out there before trying to find the smoke. A nasty hit there on Jellybean. A significant blow, of course, means that Stark's Panzer IV is certainly more uncontested now. Still, Jellybean managed to gain a good chunk of the map. He's also managed to disrupt Stark's fuel flow there, so there are some things working out there for Jellybean, but not all things are working out in his favour. Back here, we got Pioneers on the way there for Stark to repair his arm. Maybe get some Minesweepers to further assist with that, but also just perhaps secure himself against any mines which Jellybean could be laying down, though Jellybean so far, like most American players, isn't laying them down. Worth noting that your paratrooper support squad can in fact lay down mines. In the northern victory point. Back here, troop reinforcing. We got the captain there for Jellybean. That's going to be anti-tank guns. Betty 2 there, 13 kills on the pack howitzer. In fact, got the stormtroopers again. Wow, Stark's really just losing stormtroopers left and right here. That's definitely not good, but great for Jellybean to got those wiped. I bet you 2 pack howitzer is definitely going to be a problem as well there. Pushing north to the Pathfinders, Ralph's got me up support here. Gunners in the centre being hammered here with before 2, and of course the pack howitzer rolls John in the fun there. Point of neutral. Panther 4 setting out. Still no sign of additional armor here. Looks like he is going for tier 4. A Tiger is moved there by Stark. A bit risky in some regards, since, I mean, if he gives too much slack, this is Jellybean. Jellybean could easily just catch up with him, just begin pushing him back. So by the time the Tiger is hit, he's going to be in trouble, of course, at the same time. Under the right tanks, and the Tiger tanks all just winning the match very much decisively. That said, it's not what I was risking. The South here captures into the Grenadiers here. Neatly taking casualties from the Ace Grenadiers for 30 kills. D for the fish on the Grenadiers should never be underestimated. They do have a tendency of being forgotten. Up north there, pointing east of the Rifle Squad. Pack howitzer firing away at troops reinforcing for Jellybean. Mortar for Stark. Finally, son, he needs his own artillery against the armies. Pioneer standing about here, 0 kills, half 8 to 2. In the far south, Grenadiers with more Grenadiers backing up as the paratrooper squad here. Brown light machines with the D for the fishing K9 TK's got the reason with the bazookas moving out. Pack howitzer there, 13 kills still. Pack howitzer running northwards, Grenadiers sneaking in for there. We got Fin 81 to 268. Jellybean is then looking to minimize the lead here between him and Stark. Pack howitzer from the south, good hit there. Another shot fired, not real hits there. Pathfinders then before to the Pioneers, Panther backing up there. Veterans 111 kills. And hanging there ready, shoots and blows apart a wreckage, doesn't hit the Panzer. North got the resistance from a lieutenant forming up and into tank strong point inside the building. Made hard there for Stark just pushing with the tank and the vehicles. But with infantry nearby, that's going to be less impressive. Then the tank isn't anywhere nearby either. Slightly undermining it. In fact, the Panzer south is up to with the paratroopers here. So they're going to expose themselves to the pack howitzer. Great rough grenade there, though. Takes out half the paratroopers. The Panther falls up here to finish off the survivors, the stragglers. If it could hit. There he actually gets Bob, then almost takes out Bartholomew, his good friends from Oklahoma. And this was the captain here with the BAR-2. Pack howitzer firing away there. Probably to take out there Stark's mortar. Sherman number 2 on the way there for Jellybean. Stark has got the heavy Panzer co-op. He's not through it to far off here from the Tiger Ace. Of course, he could also just be trying to go for a Panther, something like that from it. Or Sturmpanzer. Mortar firing down the captain. Some damage. Mortar crew that is being obliterated here by the pack howitzer. 16 kills, half 8 to the ace level. Roughing it with the Pathfinders. There you go. Wiped out.
We lost an infantry unit. They got wiped out.
And he's pulling ahead here. MD-42, they're very close to Betty 2. No use of sending out piercing rounds, bit of an oversight there by Jellybean. Bit of an oversight, I would argue. And it's being suppressed. And exposed to bazooka fire, which is less than accurate. It's not exactly designed to shoot at infantry. Panther 4 pushing for the center, and the tank is not quite set up. This Panther 4 escapes. Oh! Almost got the bazookas on the anti-tank, and that'll take a close one there for start. That was a very close one. If only Jellybean had been mining there, he probably could have pulled it off. Far, far up north, Pioneers going for the northern victory point there. We got 331 with 268. Jellybean's really catching up here to Stark, and Stark is definitely starting to feel the pain of sorting out for the tag race. He did manage to get the mortar back though. Jellybean, I still feel like would benefit a lot from laying down some mines here, but so far there is no interest from Jellybean in mines. Up north east, Pack 4 is then the reserve, waiting for any sort of serious sighting of American armor. Going here for the Pioneers up north. Shoots and misses with a high pressure shell. Shoots and misses again. Panther 4 being fixed up. Far, far south. Got Rifleman's 2 grenadiers. Of course, their bars howling away there at the advancing Krauts. And they go rifling it off. Dodges it by advancing forwards into the unrelenting German assault, but has to retreat with a full total of 3 grenadiers. Goes for G for the phase. There's not much chance for survival there for the rifle squad.
German forces tracking on 300 points.
Packs nearby, ready for the Shem to arrive and blow it to bits. Jellybean, of course, may want to go from 1 to tank guns and the tanks. Levercini while Stark is starting to get pretty closer to the Tiger race. Shot fired from the pack howitzer. Clears out the Germans by forcing them out in the open, but not quite for killing anyone. It also collapses the building, preventing their Stark a place to hide. Pack up with the Sherman this time, though. Jellybean gets the Sherman right before the Pack 40s knock it out. Or does he actually? Almost got the Grenadier squad there. Panther 4 moving up. Sherman down to, well, still health. Half health there. Pack howitzer up in the stream. I feel like it's a bit risky position to set up. It's negative cover. It's also a bit exposed there to a possible rate there by Stark. And it's wet.
We're losing a capture point.
Got the second airdrop combat group in here for Jellybean. Interesting. Obviously more paratroop, maybe bazookas, but also a second pack howitzer. Marty's going to try and bash Stark into submission with a heavy volume of light artillery. Rifle and paratroop from the south, we got initially nearby. 24 kills. So what are we going for, more light machine guns, or will it be bazookas this time around for crap panzers? 16 kills opening up on the mortar. Decent hit there. Doesn't kill anyone, but definitely forces the mortar to get the devil out of there. Also kills a squirrel. Lieutenant flanking up the Panther 4 there with his bazooka. Shoots. Does some damage to the Panther 4. Causing some large puncture holes there. And signaling force their pack hard shooting right close range there on the Pioneers. Causes significant damage. Almost ace level. Pioneers suffering further casualties as they try to desperately and fervently get away. Start there is moments away from the Tiger race, but in the meanwhile he has conceded notable amounts of ground, suffered significant casualties as he awaits the arrival of the Tiger race. Captain under fire there from the Panther 4, which is close to T2. The Tiger race advances with its 88mm gun, its 100mm thick, non-sloped Krupp steel armor. Anti-tank and shoots bounces off the Tiger tank's armor there. Falling back. German also falling back. Mortar fire raining down back here, tripling forcing healing. Panther 4 being fixed up there for Stark. Pack cards are blasting away north. Mortar being sent northwards there to try and extend the front instead of Stark. Needs to set up a proper assault here against Jellybean. One mistake, they could just seem to lose the Tiger race, but of course will handle it. Could also just cut right through Jellybean like a cleaver through, well, Jellybeans really, I guess. Sherman hanging northwards there, 50 cal ready. Tiger race going through here. Needs to fetch into a course activate spearhead. Good hit there on the MG42. Smoke stream down here from I'm guessing, no, it's actually Stark's mortar, not bad, but engaged with the Shem. Needs to move the Tiger to deal with that. Bit of a lack of an overall assault though. Bit of a whiff there possibly by Stark. Southeast being seized by Jelly, moving up his infantry squad with paratroopers backing them up. More light machine guns. No bazookas. Instead, we got the M36 Jackson tank right there for Jelly Bean to deal with Stark. Grenadiers holding up the centre victory point here. We got 218 versus 259 there. Far south, Panzer IV there assails the Rav squad there, puts it back in its place. And probably kills a squirrel by hitting that tree. Paratroopers then called by the Tigers, going to take heavy hits from the pack house as well. Close to the 8th level there. Paratroopers screaming as they run past there into the stream there. Tiger Ace shoots, gets a good hit there. Half the Paratrooper squad vanishes in that moment. 4 kills from the Tiger Ace so far. 18 kills, very, very close to the ace level, and there we go, ace pack howitzer. 20 kills on that one so far. Surprisingly, he has not crewed the other pack howitzer there. Kind of think he'd do that. But gets decides something necessary. Jackson again, the Tiger Ace shot fired. The Lieutenant taking hits out in the centre from both the Panther and the Tiger Ace. Tiger Ace pushed back here as the Jackson then to tank, and they of course proving to be a bit of a middle threat. Further up north here, threat on the fuel pond, a victory pond there is being attempted countered by the guns. We've got the Sham there nearby, putting a halt there to Stark's manoeuvres. South has also got a movement there from Stark, but the centre is where most of the action is happening. Got the tanks with the Tiger Ace putting up there, plus a bit of artillery. Direct here on the Jackson tanks, so need to get on the range here. Fast. Almost got the Jackson there, go main gun out, and second there firing 8-trap rounds, opening on the Tiger Ace, should pop, take aim as well to increase his range, increase chance, taking out the Tiger Ace before it gets away. Almost got it there, slow health, but no take aim, and there go, the Panther flanks up behind here, taking advantage of the Tiger Ace ability to draw attention to flank up behind the anti-tank and almost take out the Tiger Ace, that's almost down as well, anti-tank up with the Sherman nearby. Tiger Ace is far away. There was a close one there. Got the anti-tank gun. And all of a sudden, Jellybean is exposed. Destroys it with the anti-tank gun. Can Stark follow up on this breaking of Jellybean's strategic anchor point? Or will Jellybean be able to recover from this Panzer-induced trauma? There you go, racing into the base, which is exposed. Cluster bombs called in. Danger close on the base. Ambulance down. Lieutenant moving forward into the cluster bomb. And almost gets wiped. Jellybean is showing no concern. He just wants them out. The Germans, that is. Probably not his own men. 26 kills on the Panzer IV. Heinz stuck in the treads. And that's how Heinz Ketchup came to be. No, wait, no, it's a paratrooper, not a German. Well, who knows? Maybe there's an American named Heinz, too. Pioneers on the way there. Tiger has been repaired, making use of these vehicle crew repairability. Thumbs up there to Stark. We got 217 versus 200. Self-repairs going on here. Jellybean recovering from the trauma inflicted on his base, partially by himself. Smoke in the centre from Stark's mortar. Very good there. Pack cards are hammering away there, trying to silence there Stark's crap mortar. Jackson setting out there under Jellybean's mighty armoured command. Troops reinforcing Hinley up the centre. Bit of light skirmishing in the south. This is going to run into riflemen. Grenade with a bit of upgrade, I think, for Jellybean at this point. Take out the concussed grenade off rifle, dodging up close with the bars there. They should have the upper hand versus the Grenadiers. They should still be somewhat close there. More Grenadiers moving up. Rifle grenade flat shut, of course. The fence, the Tigers moving as well. None of them really hit the Jellybean's infantry. Almost got the rifle caught there. The hang to retreat back past 2 Grenadiers. Scores the G for the feast, plus the Tiger Ace is a less than strong position for survival. Another set of cluster bombs here. This time the shed suffers the full brunt of the United States Air Force. But less so any Germans. Mortar there, close to veteran defeat. Panzer IV, they need repairs. Actually finding the mortar almost taken out. In theory, but for some reason actually shrugs off most of the damage. It's just, hot air balloons that get fired at it, or water balloons, whatever you want it to be. Tiger is moving up there close to 52 and getting access to spearhead mode. We got 210 versus 889. Still somewhat close, but it's starting to look slightly more advantageous here for Stark. Slightly. Jellybean's lack of mines is certainly, I think, starting to come and bite him in the posterior. Pack counter is still a formidable weapon.
We're losing a capture
Tigers up with the paratroops. Gets a great hit there. Most of the paratroop squad is gone. Almost wipes it, in fact, and I suppose gains vengeance from some of those storms so they get annihilated. Then he's going to move and grab the light machine gun. Osman almost done there for Stark. Panther 4 charging in there. 27 kills in service of Das Vaterland. Sherman obliterates its own. That's a bit of bad news there for the Americans. Rierson's captain there. Exposed in the middle here of a storm of lead and shot. Jackson potentially hit by Panther Fires. Tiger Race there, actually 214 kills. Should have a chance of taking out the Jackson almost done here. Stark's about to finish it off here. Sensors being one. Panther 4 going for a flank here. Outmaneuvering. Jellybean Center. Entertainment, of course, was never replaced. Didn't bring up enough bazookas or anything else like either. Sherman's about to get knocked out. Machine being cleared out. Jackson is somehow not pursued and destroyed here by Stark. Sherman down. Patch up north here. Routing is starting to look like here. Jellybean is collapsing. Trying to shoot through the foliage there, but it's not quite working. Instead of going out, troops bunching up again. Osman charging in here under Stark's command. Troops being murdered in the stream. Going to at least finish off some of the survivors. Just blasting away at the retreating troops. 2 kills on the flank. Panther pursuing teams up on the Osman. Could take it out here, punishing Stark for perhaps getting a bit too eager. Didn't get the pack cards either. But that was a hell of a hit there on Jellybean. And now the Tiger Race striking into the base here. 18 kills. Pack-Cadzer crew did get annihilated. Bazooka team's on the hunt here for the Tiger Race. Going to use nearby with the light machine. Of course, got cluster bombs called in again. This by Jellybean. Panther 4 takes out the Jackson tank destroyer there. Lieutenant Rierson being annihilated with this. I think Jellybean is safe to say out of the war. And there you go. GG, game over. A loss for Jellybean. A victory for Stark. A victory for Deutschland. A nasty fight here on Rechnaya Pereprava. I feel like Stark A shouldn't have tried to solve for the Tigers. Gave Jellybean, I think, too much of a chance to get back. But at the same time, Jellybean never really utilized, I think, the doctrine better. There's no minds from the paratroops, not from the echelons. And I think at times he got a bit too focused on just pushing hard at the front enemy. And, should have brought more into tank guns. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this matchup. Learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family. But don't tell enemies. This is Pro Links and Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you all tomorrow again for a nice episode.